Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're exploring something truly fascinating. Lakshmi Ji, the goddess of wealth, yes, but also prosperity, and how to really invite her lasting presence into our homes, into our lives. Now you, our listener, you're sharp. You want knowledge quickly but thoroughly, and you pointed us towards a really great source, a podcast with Shiv and Papa.
That was a good one. They shared so many stories, rituals, secrets, even mantras, all about connecting with Mahalakshmi.
Exactly. So our mission today is to kind of dig into that, pull out the most important nuggets, how to properly worship Lakshmi Ji so she stays, moving beyond just, well, the superficial stuff.
Right, and that connects directly to the question Shiv asked right at the beginning of their chat, doesn't it?
It does. Is just lighting a few lamps during Deepawali really enough? Is that going to please her in the long run? Let's unpack that.
It's a perfect starting point.
Yeah.
Because what Shiv and Prabha made clear right away is that Lakshmi Ji's influence isn't just for one festival.
No, definitely not.
As Prabha put it, she's so much more than just, cash or bank balances.
Right.
She embodies this whole sense of well-being. We're talking inner peace, happiness, abundance in, well, all forms, and also compassion. That's key.
Understanding that broader picture, that feels like the foundation.
It really is. And you see that diversity clearly when they talk about the Ashta Lakshmi.
Yes, the 8 forms. That was quite eye-opening. Yeah. You start with Adi Lakshmi, the original primordial form. Then Dhan Lakshmi, that's the wealth we usually think of.
Sure, the material wealth.
But then Dhanya Lakshmi, the goddess of food grains, of nourishment, that's prosperity too, isn't it? Basic sustenance.
Absolutely fundamental. And thinking about all 8 really broadens that definition of wealth. You have Gaja Lakshmi, who bestows royal power, influence maybe.
A sort of expansive abundance.
Exactly. Then Sanatan Lakshmi for progeny, family blessings. Veera Lakshmi, she represents courage,
strength, right. Not just physical.
Precisely. And Vijay Lakshmi for victory, success in what you do. And finally, Vijaya Lakshmi, the goddess of knowledge and wisdom.
It just shows how interconnected it all is, doesn't it? A truly prosperous life has all these elements.
It really does. And like Prabha stressed, if you want Lakshmi Ji to manifest in all these ways in your life, well, it takes sincere, regular, devoted worship.
Yeah, not just a one-off thing. It's about building that relationship, that consistent connection.
Couldn't agree more. So, building on who Lakshmi is, they then talked about the core principles. How do you actually create an environment where she feels welcome?
Okay, yeah. What do they say?
The first one, very practical, swachhta, cleanliness.
Okay. Makes sense.
The idea is simple. Lakshmi resides where it's clean and orderly. She tends to avoid, dirt, clutter, disorganization.
It's more than just tidiness, though, isn't it? It's like the energy of the space. Physical clutter can definitely weigh you down mentally.
Exactly. It's thought to block those positive energies she represents. So cleanliness first, then second, sattvikta.
Sattvikta.
Yes. Purity in what you eat, purity in your thoughts, even pure contemplation. It suggests our inner world reflects our outer reality.
So if you want positive vibes, like Lakshmi's blessings, you need to cultivate that purity inside and out.
That's the idea. Then there's this lovely concept, Tulsi Ardiya Kayog.
The union of the Tulsi plant and the lamp.
The daily practice every evening of ringing a bell, doing a small puja near the Tulsi plant, maybe using a conch shell. It's seen as a simple but powerful way to please her.
It seems like these small, consistent acts really matter. They also mention a short daily puja, right? Morning and evening.
Yes, exactly. Offering a lamp, a lotus flower if you can get one, a bit of rice.
And chanting the mantra, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Nama.
108 times, yes.
Yeah.
But crucially, with a pure heart. That sincerity is key. It's not just going through the motions.
The quality of the offering, the intention behind it.
Precisely. And to kind of illustrate these principles, they shared that great story about Kubera.
Oh, yeah, the treasurer of the gods. I liked that one.
It's a good one. So Kubera, obviously overseeing immense wealth, got a bit proud.
Understandable, maybe.
A little arrogant, thinking he was the wealthiest. But Lakshmi gently corrected him. She pointed out that wealth you just hoard, well, it's fleeting.
Compared to wealth that flows, that gets shared.
Exactly. The abundance that comes from giving, from Dan. It raises a good question for us, too, our relationship with what we have.
Are we clinging to it or letting it circulate?
Yeah.
So what happened with Kubera?
Well, he took her words to heart. He started donating, sharing his wealth. And lo and behold, Lakshmi Ji filled his coffers again.
Wow. So the act of giving actually brought more back.
It's a powerful illustration of that flow, that energy. And the moral, as Shiv and Prabha made clear, is that Lakshmi isn't impressed by pride.
No.
She's pleased by charity, by love, by service. It shifts the focus from just having wealth to how you use it, the intention behind it.
That's a really important distinction, which naturally leads to, okay, how do you actually do the puja?
Right, the practical steps. Prabha laid it out nicely. She mentioned that Fridays and Purnima the full moon are especially good days.
Okay, good to know. So step 1.
Jagran or Snan, waking up early, bathing, putting on clean clothes, white if possible. It's about starting fresh in a state of purity.
Makes sense. A clean start for worship.
Then, prepare the puja stall, the worship space. Clean it, decorate it, maybe with rangoli.
The beautiful colored patterns.
Yes, to welcome positive energy. And maybe a toran, that auspicious hanging decoration, often mango leaves or flowers, creating that sacred atmosphere.
Nice. Okay, then what?
Lakshmi Ji Kastapana, placing the murti, the idol, or a picture of Lakshmi Ji, ideally on a lotus flower, symbolizing her purity.
Got it. Step 4.
Panchamrit Sayapishek, bathing the idol or picture with panchamrit.
That's the mix of milk, yogurt, ghee, honey, and sugar.
That's the one. A gesture of purification, of reverence.
Okay. And after the abhishek?
Dupe, deep or naivya. Offering incense, dupe, a lamp deep, and naivya food offerings.
Like rice or batasha sweets, kheer, those kinds of things.
Exactly. Tangible offerings showing devotion. Then comes a really important part. Mantra jap.
Chanting the mantras. They mentioned 2 main ones.
Yes, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Nama, and also Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Lakshmi Rupina Samstita, both 108 times.
That rhythmic chanting really helps focus the mind, doesn't it? Connects you.
It really does. And the final step in the puja itself is the arti.
Singing the Lakshmi Arti, the devotional song, while offering the lamp and burning camphor, that always feels like a powerful culmination.
It's beautiful. And Prabha also added those post-puja practices, watering the tulsi plant and keeping a pure lamp lit in the house overnight.
It shows the worship extends beyond just the formal ritual time.
It does. It's a whole approach. Interestingly, they also talked about the flip side habits that actually drive Lakshmi away.
Oh, that's just as important to know. What should we avoid?
Well, things like constant arguments, shouting in the house, creates negative energy.
Yeah, you can feel that. What else?
Leaving dirty dishes overnight. Seems small, but it's about that cleanliness principle again.
And garbage near the doorway. Makes sense. Blocking the entrance for good energy.
Exactly.
Right.
Also, harsh words, gossiping about others. That negativity. And neglecting the tulsi plant, not watering it daily.
So it really comes back to maintaining a peaceful, clean, positive environment, both physically and sort of verbally.
Precisely. And Prabha's remedy was simple, but profound. Speak sweetly. Treat everyone with love. That's the greatest fix.
That's lovely. Okay, so we know what to avoid. What about specific practices to attract her, things people can actively do?
Yes, they mentioned several. Chanting mantras, using a Kamal Gadamala.
The rosary made from lotus seeds, sacred to her.
Also, drawing those auspicious symbols, Shubhlabh auspicious gain, and the swastik symbol at the main entrance.
Right, welcoming that good fortune in.
And establishing a Lakshmi yantra, that sacred geometric diagram, maybe on a red cloth in your worship space.
I like the practice they mentioned about giving something sweet and a little bit of money, dakshina, to a young girl every Friday.
Yes, that's a beautiful one. Treating the feminine form with respect. And lighting 11 lamps near the Tulsi on Dhanteras or Deepawali specifically.
Lots of practical things there. But what was the caveat Prabha mentioned?
Ah, the crucial point. All these practices, they need to be done with bhakti, real devotion, not just like ticking boxes on a checklist.
Otherwise, her presence might just be fleeting.
That's the idea. It's the sincerity, the heartfelt devotion that makes her want to stay permanently.
Which really brings us full circle to their final thoughts, focusing on that very thing, the power of devotion.
Exactly. Shiv put it so well. It's not just the idol, is it? It's the devotion behind it that attracts Lakshmi. Her real home is a pure heart and sweet speech.
A pure heart and sweet speech. That's powerful.
And Prabha added that perspective. You know, the more love you give out, the more prosperity flows back into your life.
Like the Kubera story illustrated.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And respecting, serving, maintaining that purity associated with the feminine form. That is true Lakshmi worship.
And they finished by chanting the mantra together. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Nama. A perfect way to seal it.
It really tied it all together. So, thinking about everything they covered, what stands out to you as the most critical element for inviting her lasting presence?
You know, for me, it has to be that constant thread of, well, intention. heartfelt devotion. It wasn't about one big ritual, but all the small, consistent things. Cleanliness, purity, kindness, sincere worship daily. That seems to be what creates that truly welcoming space.
That's a great synthesis. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Which of these ideas, these practices, resonates most with you, the listener? How could you maybe weave one or two into your daily life?
Yeah, not just chasing wealth, but cultivating that broader prosperity, that well-being she represents, thinking about the deeper meaning behind it all.
Exactly. We really hope this deep dive has shone a light on the path towards inviting and, importantly, sustaining Lakshmi Ji's presence in your life.